Hi everyone, welcome to Sue's Day. I'm Sue Ann Jafarian, the fat woman driving the novel RV. I'm coming to you today from Wetumpka, Alabama. Yes, I'm still here. I really enjoy this area. But I'm really thrilled because today it's warm enough and sunny enough to do a video outside. We've had a lot of cold weather, cloudy weather, and some scary thunderstorms pass this way lately. But today it is glorious out. Today I want to talk about places I visit that bring me to my knees emotionally, that cause me to cry when I visit them. Now, you might say, why are you visiting these places if they cause such personal grief? Well, because they're important. They're important to our history. They are important to our future. They're just important places. Not to mention, I want to honor those who died in these places. So today I want to talk about that. I want to talk about visiting places that maybe you're having second thoughts about visiting because you don't want to feel bad, and explaining why. Recently, I had the honor of visiting the Legacy Museum and the National Memorial for Peace and Justice in Montgomery. The National Memorial for Peace and Justice is often called the Lynching Memorial. Both of these places are incredibly designed. They are beautiful museums and memorials. And they talk about and educate us about the horrific things that happened to the Africans who were brought here as slaves. These two places will make you cry, and they make you ashamed, and they make you angry. But it's important to see them because we need to know about this. We need to understand what it's about. I also visited, while I was here, the Rosa Parks Museum, which was absolutely wonderful also. But that's not the only sad places I've been in my travels. I had on my bucket list for a long time to visit Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We all read about Gettysburg in school. We all learned about it. We know what happened there. But until you see it in person, you don't know squat. The museum there is wonderful. And it highlights not just the war, but what it was about and the long-term ramifications of it. And it handles pretty evenly both sides and the losses for both sides. But what struck me even more was when I did the driving tour of the battleground. Fortunately, with my van, I could go on the driving tour. If I had had a bigger RV, it would have been too big to take those roads. But I downloaded an auto self-guided tour, and I toured the battlegrounds, both sides. It haunted me for days. Just the sheer numbers of people who died, whose blood soaked that ground, was just overwhelming. Please don't miss it. And if you've been to Gettysburg and have only done the museum, please think about doing the driving tour as well. I think that's what really brought it from a history lesson to, real people dying on a battlefield. Another place I visited in Pennsylvania that also left me haunted for days was the memorial to the victims of Flight 93. The National Monument and Museum for Flight 93, which was the flight that went down on 9/11, where everybody died on board as heroes except for those who were hijacking the plane. They were terrorists. The people on board that plane brought that plane down into a field in Pennsylvania to certain death for them, but they saved hundreds and hundreds of other people by doing that. That memorial haunted me, like I said, for days afterwards, going to visit the crash site, seeing the names of the people who died there, was just as powerful as visiting the 9/11 Twin Towers site in New York. Another place that left me very sad and crying was the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That was amazing. You get a real feel for what it might have been like to be in that building when those bombs went off, and the damage and the deaths it caused. And the memorial outside, which is a reflecting pool with a chair for each and every person who died. And if you don't remember that day, remember a lot of children died that day as well. So that was very moving. I've also visited the remains of Japanese internment camps and the Cherokee National Museum in Oklahoma, where there is a wonderful exhibit on the Trail of Tears. I am always astounded by the pain other people inflict on their fellow human beings. And again, it's important to see these places, to remember that, and to do better, to try to do better, to not let these people have died in vain, but that through their deaths, we're better educated and have a better understanding of people who are different from us. So that's what I wanted to mention today. Some of the places I've visited that have brought me to my knees in grief and pain and remembrance, because they are just as important as seeing the Grand Canyon or Glacier National Park, and certainly more important than seeing the world's largest ball of twine. So, until next Tuesday, I hope you have a good week, and I want to thank you for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And I will see you next Tuesday with a new video.